everyone, I'm May. I'm one of the brown bear rangers here at Jimmy's Farm and Wildlife Park. I've just got to the reserve, I've got their dinner on the tractor, so I thought we could go and find our sleepy bears together. Right. Oh, I'm stuck. Cut that bit out. Right, let's go. Where are they? Having trouble. So if you're unfamiliar with the term torpor, torpor is pretty much like hibernation, but it is classed as a semi-hibernation. So they would tend to start digging their dens or finding a cave about a month beforehand, before they go to sleep. They normally tend to sleep around October. R2, because they are still quite new here and they've not always lived in our climate, it might take them a little while to kind of get used to our climate, but in the wild, bears would sleep around October time. Once the days get shorter, the food runs out and it gets super chilly, it's their body's sign for them to slow down.
So during torpor, a bear's whole body basically shifts into energy saving mode. Their heart rate can slow to just a few beats per minute and their breathing becomes super shallow. And their metabolism actually drops right down so they can survive for months without eating or drinking. But it's not as deep as a true hibernation. Bears can still wake up quickly if they need to.
So Diego has dug a very cool den, which I will show you all. He's very proud of it, so we love to show it off. However, it is really far away from the public path, so I think he's decided to dig his den there because it is so far away from people, they're much less likely to wake him up. He's a very smart boy, so if you are here during the winter, then be very quiet, because otherwise we'll have some very grumpy bears on our hands. We're quite a warm place for them, so we obviously don't get below -2 if we're lucky. So they can come out, they can still eat and drink, they can go to the toilet and then go back to bed, and they are still classed as being in torpor. In really cold places where it gets to like -10, where Diego and B were from before we got them here, it does get really chilly, so they do stay in their dens. They don't really have to come out and eat or drink or go to the toilet. Their body's really well adapted to do either or anything in between. So they're very special bears, and their body is really cool how it works. Right, enough chit chat. There's a bear over there. Let's go see them. Come on then. Sleepy bears, I can see you. Do you want some dinner? God, these buckets are heavy. So we didn't actually have to go that far because I think they smelt me before I saw them. So here they are, and they obviously love me, not their food. It's because of me, isn't it? Hey? He wants his food. He's begging me for some food. So we've had Diego for 2 years this coming March now. Time has absolutely flown. He came from Orse Predator Park. They were closing down. He needed a home. So we built this reserve just for him at the time. And then obviously we welcomed our little Brünhilda at a later date. But he settled in so nicely. You'd think he had been here forever, to be honest. Especially now him and Brünhilda have made friends, which is lovely. So last year he actually didn't sleep very well. We had just got B in November, and that was literally when he was thinking about going to sleep. So she was in the compound. We let him have the paddock because he'd obviously dug his big den. But also it was his first torpor out of Sweden. And our climate is just so different. I think it probably a mixture of everything. Hoping he will just settle down. You are fat and sleepy, so that would be nice, wouldn't it? Not that I want him to go to sleep, so I would miss him dreadfully, wouldn't I? So a lot of people also ask if our polar bears will go into torpor or hibernation, and the answer is no, they don't. No polar bears hibernate. Females will den over winter. People used to think that it was like an awake hibernation, but through studies and research and all sorts, it's now been proven that they don't hibernate at all. When they den, they're just fully awake for the whole 5 months that they're in them. And then when they come out in spring, they're very hungry. So Bee's just made an appearance. She's currently eating some chestnuts, I think. So we'll go and say hi and see what she's up to. Diego's going to obviously follow us because he's following me, not the buckets. Hi, darling. Hi, my sweet girl. Hi. So this is Bee. It's nice to have them next to each other because you can see a bit of a size comparison. So she's obviously a lot smaller than him, as you can see. He's currently weighing in at about 310 kilos. She is currently 140. So that's quite a huge difference. This will be Brünhilda's first torpor here in the UK. She got here quite late last year. She got here in November. This was a really big change of scenery for her. She was used to no one around. She'd never really had that many people looking at her. She knew that Diego was around. She could smell him, she could see him. So that was probably quite a big threat for her, even though he couldn't get to her. She probably felt a little bit threatened. So it did take her a little while to settle in. She loves to play. So Diego has had enough now a little bit. He just wants to rest, but she keeps biting him on the bum and demands playtime. Hopefully this year, because she's very fat, very happy. We are still working a little bit on the sleepy part. She's a bit of a firecracker. This isn't her first torpor ever. She has slept in the past in Romania when she lived with all the other bear cubs, but what she would do is she would wait until they've all gone to sleep, and then she would dig her den, and then she would go to sleep after. So I think she's going to wait until he sleeps first, but she hasn't actually dug her own den in the paddock yet. She's made lots of little dig marks around. She used to do this in Romania to throw off the other bears, but we have given our bears 2 shipping containers. We bed them up loads with straw. She has started making a little bed in the second container. There's a little tiny bee-shaped hole in it, which is super cute. And I have seen her in there a few times, so it'd be nice if they both went in there. But obviously Diego has worked very hard on his den, so I highly doubt he will give that up for a shipping container. In the wild, bears would dig a hole in the ground, they would sleep in that hole, they would find a cave. So I think it's only right that we let them display these natural behaviours in any way that they want. So if he wants to sleep in that hole, then he has the right to sleep in that hole. So they've been waiting very patiently this whole time that I've been yapping to you. So I think they deserve their dinner. Come on then. You're hungry? Stop running. Be slow. You're waiting nicely. Yeah, you're hungry. Right. Who wants an egg? Eggs are Bee's favourite. She absolutely loves an egg. Ready? Oh, 1 for Diego. 1 for Bee. Egg. She's taken it away from him. She doesn't want him to be greedy and eat them all. So it is kind of quite late in the year now. It's the end of October. They've stopped eating a lot of their food. We do normally feed them lots of leafy greens, lots of lettuce. Anything that they will eat, we will give them throughout the year. But this is all they are eating at the minute. If these guys get too fat too early in the year, it actually affects their winter coat growth. So their coat doesn't go through properly, which in turn will then affect their torpor. So it's really important we stick to the natural guidelines. But now they are very fat, so we're very happy, and they've got very nice big coats. So we've just got some carrots, some peanuts and some of their bear biscuits, and then we've got some eggs and some meat. Right, so I'm gonna chuck their food in. I might save these and put them in the compound so they don't smash everywhere on the floor. Don't let me forget them. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Look. So we don't always feed them like this. Me throwing it over the fence just at them isn't super enriching for them. However, this time of the year, I just want them to not do a lot. I just want them to eat and sleep and do nothing. So sometimes we will go in the paddock, we'll just put it around for them. Earlier in the year, we will scatter it, we will hang it up, we'll do really fun things for them. But this time of the year, my sole focus is just getting them to go to sleep. And if they're hungry, they can eat, but if not, I want them to be sleeping. We've got some of Diego's favourites here, which is peanuts. They're very clever with how they eat these. Diego loves them, they are his favourite. He will put the whole thing in his mouth and then he will spit the shell out and eat the peanuts somehow. They're so delicate and dexterous. And for a big guy like this, I think that's quite impressive, to be honest. 1, 2, 3. They're really not interested in anything else that I'm giving them because all they want to do is eat that fatty red meat. Isn't it? Carrots. Good boy. Right, so I'm going to walk along the fence and scatter this a little bit more. I've just got some leftover biscuits and peanuts for them while they forage there. They can find that stuff later. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll get them in and I'll take you for a little tour of their den. Forgot my eggs.